Hello, here we go on the prefix worksheet. So the word P-R-E, the meaning of that means before or at the start. So a prefix is added to the beginning of a root or base word, which changes the meaning of the word. So a prefix is always added before or at the beginning of the root or the base word. That's what you need to remember when working on this worksheet here. It's always going to be at the start / beginning of the root or base word that you're working with. So if we move down to the second bullet point here, it says some prefixes have one meaning and others have more than one meaning. So it lists the examples of all of the prefixes, and then it gives the meaning of those prefixes. In section A, you are going to add the prefix un, im, non, or mis to the root word in parentheses. Parentheses also means brackets. So you're going to add any one of these prefixes to the root word that's in brackets for each of the 5 sentences here. Write the new word in the sentence. You can use a dictionary if necessary. So you could just go onto dictionary.com if you needed help knowing whether the meaning of the word was right for the sentence. So for number 1, it is, and then the word in brackets it says practical, to put out a monthly newsletter. So we need to figure out which prefix is appropriate and right for the word practical. And you can go through it and just speak each prefix with the word and just see what sounds right as well. It is unpractical to put out a monthly newsletter. It is impractical to put out a monthly newsletter. It is non-practical to put out a monthly newsletter. Or it is mispractical to put out a newsletter. So there's definitely some of those prefixes that don't sound right with the word practical. The one that you hear most often is impractical, which means it's not smart or not right. So you could say it is impractical to put out a monthly newsletter. If we go down to number 5 there, it says listen carefully or you might, and then the word in brackets is understand the question. So listen carefully or you might understand the question, understand the question, non-understand the question, or misunderstand the question. So just right there, going through the prefixes with the word understand, I can tell which ones don't sound right and which ones I've never heard before versus the one that I've heard before and it sounds right. So that's the last prefix there, miss. Listen carefully or you might misunderstand the question. So that's what you're going to do for section A, is you're going to use any one of the 4 prefixes up here with the words that are in brackets for the sentence. In section B, the following words contain prefixes. So each of the 10 words contains a prefix. Remember, that's at the beginning of the word. And you can underline the prefix based on if you see it up here. So it shows you all the prefixes up here. So then you're going to look at the words down here and see what the prefix is. So you're going to underline each prefix and then you're going to write the meaning of the word. So for instance, number 1, subatomic. Well, the prefix is sub, so I'll underline that. And then I'm going to go online to dictionary.com and I'm going to type in subatomic, and I'm going to see what it means and write out the definition on the line there. So that's what you're going to do for each of the 10 words here. Okay?